Hi, welcome to Qigong Live Online today. So welcome, this is our first prototype on YouTube channel, streaming on YouTube, so this will be interesting. So we've got it all perfectly set up, so it was a little bit late starting today, and the reason with that is because I went and checked the Zoom, which we normally was streaming it on Zoom. We're normally streaming it on Zoom, and I thought I'd better check this morning just in case some people didn't get our message about we were changing it, and there was a couple, so, and I'm pretty sure you're on there now, so, well, welcome Mark and Steph and Cindy. Welcome to the class. Very cool. So we're going to do some warm-up exercises first, like we always do. Now we do the Forest Rock sinew stretching method, which is this, where we're using our body to move another part of our body. So I'm moving my elbows, and I'm using my elbows, and I'm letting my hands relax. So my hands completely relaxed. I'm not doing my wrist. I'm not actually moving my wrist. Oh, the plane. I'm not moving my wrist, I'm moving my elbow and the hand goes. And I do that for the whole body. Yep. So I'm using a different part of my body to move another part, so the other part can stay completely relaxed. And so you're not got any tension in my wrist, it's completely let go. I'm doing that, and I'm doing that with my elbow, not with my hands. Yep. I do circles. It takes a bit of a trick to get how to do this, by the way. This is not easy to do to start off with, to work out how to move your elbow so you make the hand circles. And one arm will be better than the other, but that's okay as well. It just takes a bit of practice. Now I'm going to do my elbows, yeah, and I'm going to use my shoulders to move my elbows, yeah. And we do them both at the same time if you want to. Do my shoulders for my elbows. Sam, can you move it just over there? Sam, just put it just there, closer to the side, not like. Thanks, mate. Very good. Now move my shoulders backwards and forwards. Now, Sam, can we get my view? There's a way of getting. So I was going to get the, because what I normally do on YouTube, of course, is I watch on Zoom. I watch it so I can see what's going on. But there's a 20-second delay on YouTube, so if I'm watching it, I'm 20 seconds behind what I've just done. So it's really no use at all. So it looks like we're going to get another camera, aren't we? We're going to get another camera, aren't we? So we can monitor it live and then stream it on the computer live, so I can watch it. Good, so do our shoulders, and we'll do our shoulders, you're going to move your hips, yeah? So move your hips backwards and forwards. Now I've just got Forest Rock up there now, have a look. Come and have a look at the screen, come and have a look at the screen. And do the other one, that's it, perfect. Yeah, like that. That's it. Perfect. That's great. There you go. So there's always a way around. Technology is a great thing. There's always a way of getting around something if there's something that's not working. So we've just worked out how to do that. Well, Sam just worked it out very quickly how I can do that, and it's just changed it. So now it's perfect. Very good. And then side to side. And all this is for the shoulders, eh? Well, shoulders and arm, because once you let the shoulder go, of course the elbow and the wrist go, so the whole arm's let go now. We're actually going to do some work with this today. I'm going to talk about, come to me right when it started when I was standing here before, about how you move, how to relax yourself so much that the body just moves. And we do this because we're practicing these all the time, which is a great way of doing it. I think we're going to, now I'm going to use my spine, and I'm going to turn to the side. Now these are for the muscles on your spine, and I'm moving my hips from side to side to let my spine, the muscles either side of my spine relax, yeah? Just nice and relaxed. Perfect. Good. Now we're going to do a different one for the spine. It's this time don't move your hips, leave your hips where you are, and just move your shoulders backwards, side and side. And leave your hips, don't move your hips, let them stay, and then you'll feel the twist in your spine, yeah? And so I'm moving my shoulders from side to side. Just relax your hips, but don't move your hips. Let your hips stay where they are, but just keep relaxed, and then you can feel the move on your back. Very good. So we're trying to free up our vertebrae in our back so that the ligaments and tendons are supple, so the vertebrae's not locked. And this is such a great exercise for doing that. But remember, my hips aren't moving. Very good. Now we're going to do our hips, we're going to do our knees. Well, actually, no, we'll do our hips. Our next one we'll do our hips. And you're going to move your knees to move your hips. So if I move my knees from side to side and let my hips relax, yeah? There you go. Perfect. And then I'm going to move my knees forward and backwards. Just let my hips relax. Good. And then move the knees in circles. Feels great in the body. But as I say, we're going to work with this today. We're going to work with this idea of letting go. There's a couple of exercises that do the principle I'm going to do today, and I'll show you what we're talking about, and then we'll do the exercise that's pertaining to that. Good. Now we swap over. Now we move our hips to move our knees. So now we move our hips backwards and forwards and relax the knees and the ankles at the same time. Yeah, so we're moving our hips from side to side. Good. There. Move our hips forward and backwards. Moving the hips around in circles. So what we're doing is changing our intention, changing where our intention of our energy is. Easy enough to do. Go the other way. Good. Now with our foot, all you have to do is move your knee and shake your foot. I don't know if you get reflexology and they do the side to side on your ankle. When they get the ankle and they run back with their foot flops forward, it feels like that. It's a really lovely feeling. Get the tension out of your feet. Because we stand on our feet all the time, we carry a lot of tension in our ankles. And so it's a really great way to get rid of the tension, eh? And you can do circles with your knee, back the other way. Very good. And back the other way. Good. Shake your foot out, shake the other foot out. Now everything should be all nice and loose. The only thing we haven't done is our neck, so we'll do our neck from side to side. Now we get to our neck and we just let our neck relax. It won't hurt your neck letting it go, because the ligament tension will hold it, so it won't do it too hard where you're going to actually hurt yourself. It's a great feeling. And then go forward and backwards. Just moving your hips to do this. And then do circles with your hips, and so your head goes forward and backwards on a circle. Very good. There you go. Perfect. So now everything's all relaxed, yeah? Good. So we're just going to bow into the class. So what I do is a formal bow to everybody. This is from the monastery school that I teach from. And it's about respect for yourselves, respect for the space you're training in, respect for nature, and respect for all the people and human beings on this planet. Yeah, so roll back on your thumbs. Left hand underneath, right hand on top. Gong. Bring your hands down. Now, if you want to see how that gong's done, go to the beginners Qigong classes on YouTube, and you'll see how it's done. There's a lesson on it. So what we're talking today is about how, because it comes from the same as the warm-ups, is it's about how if we just hold our arms down, how you move that arm just by moving your body. Now, to let that arm go, it's not as easy as it looks, because quite often when you're doing this, you feel that you're actually moving your arm for yourself. Even though you're moving your hip, you feel the arm moving like this. I'll just stop so you can, and you feel like you're doing this, and it's an arm movement. But the idea of letting the arm relax and just move by itself, it's not easy to do. The whole shoulder goes from the shoulder to elbow, and so the whole body, the arms just relax. So there's this floppy arm thing going on. Now I can do this, but I'm not. It's not everybody can do this, and I understand it because I've taught this for a long time in class. So it's about how you do it. So we're going to stay with it a little bit longer and work out, because the exercise involved is to do with this arm, about letting this arm or both arms relax. And all we're doing is moving our hips backwards and forwards, and we're doing that. And you'll see when it comes to the front, the elbow comes up by itself, not because I'm trying to, it just flops up by itself. Because when the arm stops here, the rest of the arm keeps moving and goes up by itself, goes across, and then there's this tendency to flop up like that. But I'd say I'm not doing that on purpose. I'm only doing it because I'm moving my hips. And as I say, this is not easy to do, and be okay that it's not. This is what the practice is all about. And go to the other side. Just use your hips. I'm going to show you what these arms feel like, but it's really difficult to do standing up, but it's easy to do lying down. So, yeah. And it's very difficult to do this with your head. Cool. So this is how it feels like. So you're not going to be able to see because you're going to put your head down, so you won't be able to see me. But I'm going to bend forward. I'm going to drape my arms down like that. So you can look down and you can look up at the screen if you like to see what I'm doing. You can have your legs straight or bent. It doesn't make any difference. It's not a hamstring stretching exercise. So bend over. And as you do that, just let your arms hang down. Yep. Now this is the closest you're going to get to feel what this feels like. And then just move your hips and your arms will move from side to side like an elephant. When you were a kid, you used to do this, like walking like an elephant. And this is the idea. And all I'm doing is moving my hips from side to side. So you can feel what it feels like to have your arms hanging. This is probably one of the easiest exercises to get the experience of what the empty arm feels like. There's nothing in the arm. And if you want to move your hips around, you can do circles with your arms. And I'm doing this with my hips, not my arms. My arms aren't doing anything at all. They're just hanging. And if I stop, then I can go the other way. And all I'm doing is learning how to move my hips. Now we can all do this, it's a bit of practice, but what you want to do is feel how heavy the arms are, yep? Now, just do from side to side again. If you want to, you can do forward and backwards. Let the arms hang. Good. Now, just let them hang down, and then slowly stand up, leaving them hanging down. Yeah, don't move them. And just slowly stand up. And you see what happens. So the arms do really well till you get to about here, and then all of a sudden they don't feel like they're hanging anymore. You feel like you're holding them again. And that's the trick. And that's the trick, is to not pick them up on the way up. And we'll do that again. So I think you would have felt it, just what I did then. So you feel it when the arms change. As soon as you get back to here, for some reason or other, we take control of the arms again, and we stop having that idea of the empty arm thing. Yep. Now, some people will be okay both ways, but I just know it's difficult for some. So bend down again. Hold your arms down. And just drape your arms. Good. That's it. Like that. Drape your arms. Good. And then wiggle your hips from side to side so you can feel that. Good. And then slowly stand up again. See, here you go. And just keep the arms, concentrate on letting the arms relax. Relax, 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 relax. And get halfway up, just stop, and then move your hips again, just to see that the arms are still just hanging. If you want to do, you can do the same thing. Halfway up, you can do the circles with your hips, make the arms swing from side to side. But you'll know whether you're hanging onto the arm or not. You'll feel that you've taken over the arm or not, or whether it's still just hanging. And if it's not, just drop down again until you get to the bottom, because that's where it's the easiest place to do it. They just hang by themselves. Yep, very good. Then come back up again. Slowly come up. Good. Halfway, so they're still empty. And just slowly come up, and don't try and grab your arms. Just do your best not to do this. And get to the top, and you'll feel your arms come up. And then you'll slowly go back and just let your arms relax. And just move your hips, and you'll feel the slightest of movements. Yep. There you go. Better. So that's what the arm feels like. The hard part, of course, is get it to stay like this when it's here. When you're back in this position, is to still have that same feeling that you do down there when it's relaxed. Is to have that empty arm, that feeling, when you're standing up here. As soon as you come here, you go and control it again. It's okay. And so just know this is a piece of work. This is a practice. It takes time. So when you get back to the top, to make it easier for yourself, we'll try it again this time. Now that we've got the idea, we know what it feels like, you know what your arm feels like when it's relaxed, is don't move too much. Just move your hips. Just do little movements. See, I'm just doing a little movement with my arm. So the littler the movement it is, the littler the movement, it's easier. But as soon as I do big ones, now the hand wants to take over and start doing it by itself. But if I go back to just doing little movements, it's easier. Yep. So try that, just for the little movements. You can do circles with it, or you can just go forward and backwards. Up to you. So this letting go of the arm is such an important thing. It's such an important thing in Qigong, because the energy travels in the empty vessel. So the more empty it is, the more energy travels through it. The less muscle tension inside the arm. So we're just trying to do that. We're trying to get the idea to simulate what it feels like to have that like that. Very good. Good. Try the other one. Now, one arms will be easier than the other, because we're always like that, because we're not, I shouldn't say always, but quite often, it's easier to one arm than the other. You'll find one arm can be relaxed more than others. And it's not necessarily whether you're right or left-handed either way, by the way. It's just something to do with part of your body. So all I'm doing is moving my hips to let the arm go. And see, now the other one's going too now, because I've let them both go. That feeling. But as I say, don't make the movement so big. Just make it a little small movement so you can feel it moving. And that feeling of the empty arm is what you want. That feeling of and it's heavy. Your arm's really heavy. If somebody picks this arm up, it weighs a lot. As you can relax it, it weighs a lot. It's heavy because you're holding it up by itself. If you let it go, it's a lot of weight. If we can do this with a partner sometimes, you can get them to pick your arm up, and they put their finger under your wrist and under your elbow, and then from the side they pick your arm up. Once we come around here, they pick it up that way. And so they pick your arm up, pick it up, and just let it just relax, so you can learn how to relax here, the arm. It's not easy to do. You pick it up, and somebody can hold the other one as well, and just hold the arm relax. So it should be really heavy. It should weigh lots, because you're not holding it up anymore. They're holding it up for you, and just let it go. Yeah. And that's the practice. And that's, as I say, it's a long practice. Every time I do this exercise in live classes, it's not easy to do. It's not easy to let your arms go. It's not easy to let somebody else, and it's definitely not easy to let somebody else hold your arm for you. It's one thing you holding it up and letting it go, but somebody else is holding it up, very different. And so part of that is the practice of that, and how we start that is by this tiny little movement of just letting it loose. But as I say, the easiest place you can find out what that actually feels like to have them let go is doing the elephant and just holding them down the bottom, because that's the best way you're ever going to feel it. It's the emptiest they're ever going to be there. And I'm not sure why it is. It's something to do with the way the shoulders are positioned. And it's just this emptiness when the whole arm is just completely relaxed. And you can just do this for a while, just moving your hips slightly. And just move your hips, move your hands backward and forward. Very good. And then slowly stand up, let them still going. And then try and stand up without getting hold of them again. And just move them just gently, so the arms are just moving quietly. Like that. Best you can. And so it's a practice, and you want to be able to just let it go completely and just move your arms. So on the biggest stage of that is when you do, but I didn't do this one first because this is the hard one to do, is actually when you're turning your hips and you're doing it a bit faster and just let the arms relax. Just let the arms flop around. Some people can do this without any problem, and other people you'll be able to feel your arms moving and you're not letting them go. You're actually doing this exercise with your shoulders and your arms. But in theory, you should be just doing it with your hips. And depending on the speed of your hips, this depends on how fast these arms are going. So if I go faster, they're going to go up in the air. Yeah? And then I just relax the hips and just go slow again. So it's the same principle. So as I say, it's a practice, and be okay that this is not necessarily easy to do, but it's something you need to do. And Qigong teaches you how to relax, teach you how to get the energy in your arm and get the tension out of your arm. But we're trying to get the tension not only out of our arm, we're trying to get it out of our shoulders, out of our spine, out of our hips, out of our legs, out of our neck. We're trying to get that tension out so everything in our body is loose, energetically, not loose as in it's floppy. It's not floppy, because that's the wrong understanding. Qigong's not, it's like, that's not letting go, that's just empty. There's tight, and there's nothing, and there's empty, which is a different thing altogether. This is just floppy, that's nothing at all in that. But you want it energetically, energy in it, but no muscle, so it's not stiff, and so you can relax it. And we're trying to get the whole body like that, so our body has this idea of relaxation. The whole body's relaxed without having to be stiff and relaxed, but it's not floppy as in this, it's just this floppy mess. That's not anything. That's not an energetic thing. You've taken the energy out of the body as well, so you don't want that. You still want the body so that it feels like there's lots of power inside the body. Yep. The exercise we're going to do is from the Bhagwan set, Bhagwan Qigong set. It's the last exercise, and it's called banging the heels. No, it's not. It's called grabbing the heels. So there's 3 parts to this. We'll do all 3 parts. We'll talk about them as we go through it. Now, the Bhagwan, there's lots of different variations to the Bhagwan. This is a variation to the Bhagwan exercises. As I say, there's lots of different ways of doing them. If you go onto YouTube, you'll find there's lots and lots of people doing Bhagwan, and they all look different. And they are, because they've just been changed. And I'm not saying one's right or wrong. I'm just saying they're different. Yeah. So there's a particular variation we're going to do. And we're going to start with this with our feet facing towards the front. Yep. And we're going to bring our chin back. And you're going to lower yourself down. As you lower yourself down, keep your spine straight and tuck your pelvis. So tuck your pelvis forward and then relax. I'll show you what I mean. So what we don't want to do is sticking your bum out. You don't want to have your bum out. Bring your thumb forward and then relax. But remember, when you bring it forward, make sure just don't hold it forward, because now you've got tension. After you bring it forward, you need to relax as well. Otherwise, you just bring it forward and have a whole lot of tension in your body and relax. Yep. Back to the front. So bring it forward, relax. And then we're going to go down. As we go down, we just go straight down, bend our knees, and keep your back straight. Don't stick your bum out. As you go down, don't do this. Don't stick your bum out like that. Yep, you just go straight down. And you'll only be able to go as far, depending on the suppleness of your legs, how far you can go, and be okay with whatever distance it is. It doesn't make any difference as long as you keep your back straight. Keep your pelvis tucked in to there, yeah? When we get to the bottom, you're going to turn your palms towards the front. Yep. And then you're going to come backwards with your hands. As you slightly stand up, your hands are going to come back. And they're going to go over the top. And then you're going to come straight down the front. Yeah, and come straight down the front. And as they come down, lower yourself down. Yeah, and then bend yourself forward. And they just hang down. And you get to the bottom, and you just hang there. Now, for people that are really supple, you could have your elbows on the ground. Yeah, or not your elbows, but you'll have your wrists on the ground. That's okay. So in this position, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, just let the body relax again. Let the arms relax even more. Feel the spine relax. Good. Then reach around the back of your ankles and start massaging the back of your ankles. And then massage coming upwards. Massage the back of your calves, back of your knees, back of your hamstrings, and massage on the way up, right up to your gluteus maximus. Rub your gluteus maximus, then come across the top of your back, your lower back, to where your kidneys are, and massage your kidneys. And then we're going to pat, and going to slap, it's called kulfa, all the way down the back of your legs, all the way down to your ankles again, and then you're going to tap from your outer toe, the little toe on the outside, and tap all the tips of the toes all the way to your big toe, and then round into your instep, into your medial side of your foot, and tap Rangu, which is kidney 2. Then drape your arms down, let your body relax again, and then slowly stand up. Now, I know this is not necessarily easy to do, is watch what I'm doing, and hopefully I could talk it through so you could understand it, because it's pretty difficult to watch what you're doing when you hit your head down. Yeah. So I'll do that again, but this time don't do the exercise, just watch me so you see what I did. And I'll do the same part of it again. This is the first part of it. Lower ourselves down, just watch so you can see what I do with you, because otherwise you can't see. Palms to the front. They come back as I rise, over the top, and the hands come forward to the front, and then I slowly bend forward. So you can have straight legs or bent legs, doesn't matter. Get to the bottom, just keep watching so you can see, and take a breath in, and breathe out, let the whole body relax. And you'll feel yourself dropping down, you feel a stretching a bit lower back. Good. Just feel that relaxation, then bring your hand around the back of your ankles, rub the back of your ankles, back of your calves, and you're rubbing, like massaging. Massage the back of your knees, lower hamstring, massage all the way up your hamstrings to your gluteus maximus, massage your bum. Then right across the top to your lower back, to your kidneys, massage your kidneys, and then kufa, slapping all the way down, back of your legs, hamstrings, back of your knees, back of your calves, to the outside toe, the little toe, and then tap the little toe all the way across to the big toe, and then go right round to the instep, to the inside of your foot, the medial side of your foot, and then drape your arms down again and relax again, and then stand back up again. Slowly, and as you stand up, it's like stacking your vertebrae one at a top. So you come up really slowly, and get to the top. And when you get to the top, then you'll find your elbows will slip slightly backwards and they'll go back into hanging straight up and down. Yeah? Feels like as you stand up, you're stacking vertebrae on top of each other on the way up, one after another, all the way up on the spine, and that's a lovely feeling. And you're coming up slowly, and you come up slowly. Whoops, go away, please. Bit of wildlife today. And yeah, as you come up, but you're coming up really slowly, and you feel like you're stacking them on top of each other. Really slowly, stacking them on top, all the way to the top, till you get to the top. And once you get back into the position, you feel them all sit down and relax, because all the weights come back up, because remember they're all being stretched as they're hanging down. All the vertebrae being stretched down because your sheer weight of your torso has been pulling the vertebrae down. And when we stand back up again, they slowly stack back up, stack back up, stack back up. And they'll get to the top, and then you'll feel them all sort of sit on top of each other. You don't want them collapsing, you just want them relaxing. So all the vertebrae relax on top of each other. And when you do that, and then you get to the top, and then you feel your shoulders will come back, and they'll come down, and you'll feel the whole thing sit down with your shoulders as well. So I'll do that from the side so you can see what I mean. So when your shoulders come back up, you get to here, your shoulders are still forward. So you get to the top, and then your shoulders, you feel your inside the shoulder joint, you'll feel it roll over. It rolls over in the joint, it comes down, it goes over and comes down. I'll exaggerate that for you. So it goes over and comes down like that. But I don't want you to do that. It'll do it naturally by itself. It comes forward. As you come forward, it'll just come forward. You'll feel it roll back, and then it rolls back and then sits down in the two sockets and sit down, and as it sits down, let the whole body relax. Yeah, so you'll get that feeling. So you get that lovely relaxation thing, and then when you get to the top, it just goes and sits down. And just relax into that space. Bend your knees slightly. We always stand in Qigong, and the way I teach you always have your legs slightly bent, and you stand on the ball of your feet with your toes touching the ground, so your heel's on the ground, but there's no weight in your heel. So we're standing on our muscles all the time. And as soon as we stand on our muscles, we engage all the energy in the meridians, the 12 meridians, the 6 in each leg. It engages the meridians as soon as you engage the muscles. Yeah, because the muscles need the power and the energy and engages them. But if you sit on your heels, what you're engaging is your bones. And there are different Qigong exercises for doing your bones, but this is not one of them. So go back to that position. Good. Now we're going to do a different one. So the next one we're going to do, we're going to do the outside of your leg. Now, the Kufa, I didn't quite mention, Kufa is a Tuina technique. Tuina is like Chinese massage. If you've ever had a Tuina massage, it's quite a painful thing because they like to get where the blockages are. So the Kufa is the name of a technique, and it's just the slapping. Yep, and you quite often you'll see, if you've ever been to a Chinese massage person, you'll definitely get the slapping going on, because it's a great way to put energy inside the body and to break up any blockages. And they can do it quite hard, and the harder it is, the more energy shoots into the body, the more it breaks up all the stagnation of blood as well. So it's a very cool technique, but it is not the least painful operation in the world, especially if they hit the speed that the hard that they should. This little tappy tap's not much use to anybody at all, but it has to be quite solid there. It has to be hard to really get right into the bone level. Anyway, next one. We're going to do the outside. We're going to do the gallbladder meridian, which travels down the outside of the body. And we're going to do that, and we're going to bring the arms down. We're going to do the same thing, and you'll see what I mean. We'll talk you through it. We still go tapping the toes around the outside into the center, and then stand up again. Yep. So lower yourself down. Good. Turn your palms to the front. Good. And you can breathe in if you like. Breathe in. Over the top. And then breathe out as you come down. Lower yourself forward. Breathe out. Good. And then take a pause breath in. And then breathe out, relax the whole body. Let the body come forward. Feel the stretch in your lower back. Just let it all sink down. Good. Then reach around the side of your body. Now we're doing the outside of the calves, the lateral side, outside of your calves, outside of your knee joints, outside of your thighs. Yep. And go all the way outside of your glutes as well, across the top, back to your kidneys again. Massage your kidneys again, and then cool fart from the top to the bottom on the outside, all the way down the gallbladder meridian. Get to the toes, tap the little toes, all the way across to the big toes, instep right around the kidney too, rangu. Drape your arms down, and just let yourself slump again, and then slowly stand up. Get to the top, get right to the top, and you'll feel all of you stack on top of each other. And you get to position where you're all on top, including your neck. When you bring your head up, then all of you around your neck will stack up too, and then you'll feel them all sit down, and then let your arms relax. Perfect. There you go. So the next one, we're going to add another piece to the next one. We're going to use the head string. The idea of our head string, which is an energetic cord connected to heaven, and it's a do 20. It's on top of your head. We're going to use the head string to pull you up. So when we're down here hanging down, we're going to use your head string on top of your head, and we're going to get the head string to pull you up. So you feel like your head's been pulled up. As it pulls up, you feel the vertebrae stacking, and it pulls you up right to the top. And then hang on the head string when you get to the top. So when we all sit to the top, all the vertebrae, your neck all stacked up, then let the head string relax, all the vertebrae relax, the shoulders relax all at once. It comes up, head string, and then relax. And you feel the whole body just settle down and the whole lot will relax. Cool. So the last one I'm going to do is on the instep. We're going to do the spleen, kidney, and liver meridians on the inside of the legs. So we're going to come up the inside this time. And when we get to the groin, we're going to go around the outside to the kidneys. And then the cool far, we're going to go from the kidneys around the groin, back into your groin, down the inside all the way down. We're going to get to the inside of your toes, the medial side. We tap the big toe, and then tap right round to the outside of the little toe, and then drapes the arms back. So it's the opposite direction this time with the last one. So we'll start from here. And remember, I'll call it anyway, but we're going to use our head string to pull ourselves back up. Lower ourselves down. Turn the palm to the front. Good, breathe in. Standing up, good. And then slowly bend yourself forward. Relax, relax, relax. Just let yourself be. As I say, straight legs, bent knees, it doesn't matter. Come to the bottom. Good. Take a breath in. Breathe out, relax. Good. Now, massage the inside of your calves, inside of your ankles, inside of your calves, inside of your knees. You have to sit up, bend up a little bit so you can get to your groin. Through your groin, around the groin to your kidneys. Massage your kidneys again. Then cool far on the way down. And step. All the way down. All the way to the inside of your ankles. To your big toes. Tapping all the way to little toes, all the way to your little toe. Then drape your arms down the front again.
Good. Now remember, head string's going to pull you up. The string on top of your head, like a puppet. You feel like your head's been pulled up by a string. And just slowly stack the vertebrae on top of each other as you stand up. One on top of each other. Let the head string slowly pull you up. Good. And get to the top. And then relax. Let the head string lower you down. Let the vertebra lower down. Relax the shoulders. Bend the knees slightly. That's perfect. I think we'll do that one again. That was great. Bending down. Bring your palms towards the front. Breathing in as it comes back. Good. Breathing out as it goes forward. Good. Get to the bottom. Take a pause breath in. Breathe out. Let the whole body relax. Relax the lower back. Good. Instep. Massage your inside of your calf, your inside of your ankle, inside of your calves, inside of your knees. Sit up slightly a little bit. You have to bend up a bit so you can get into your groin. Massage all the way around your hip joints, then up to your kidneys. Then cool far from your kidneys, around your joints, into your inner thigh, then all the way down your inner thigh. Right down to kidney 2, and then round from your big toe out to your small toe. And then drape your arms down again. And feel that feeling of the draped arms, like we did at the very, very start. So you feel there's no tension in your arms. And then slowly stand up. That's it, good. Perfect. Just let those arms hang down as much as you can. Just let them be free. You feel them pulling down on the shoulder joints. Slowly stand up. Stack your vertebra. Get to your head and then slowly stack all your cervical vertebrae in your neck and then bring them back. And just relax your neck, relax your back, relax your spine, and relax your arms. And then hang off your head string. There you go. So that exercise is a great exercise. So it's actually done from the inside. So the inside at the front of the legs, we've done on the way down the front, we've done the spleen, the stomach. And then we've done the liver, the gallbladder. Sorry, we did the liver, the kidneys and the spleen on the instep, and we did the gallbladder on the outside. So we've done all of the 12 meridians in the legs, and of course all those 12 meridians are associated with all the 12 meridians in the arms as well. So, or the 6 each side, and so they're related to each other. So we've basically woken up the whole body in one exercise. It's a very cool exercise, and we're learning how to do the stretching, the relaxation. At the bottom, we're learning how to let our arms relax. And just because if the arms relax, we get the sensation of what that feels like. Then we learn, our body learns, or our mind learns what letting go feels like. You're teaching your mind what empty arm feels like. And then you can take that idea into the whole body and feel the body's let go like that too. And you can have the empty body feeling. You have a certain amount of rigidity to stand up, otherwise you just fall on the ground and be a big puddle. But there's a certain amount of rigidity, but we're not stiff. We're learning how to be relaxed and standing and let the body relax and everything relax. So we have a very different life. So hopefully that's useful to you. Do practice this if you're sitting in the supermarket or something, standing behind your trolley, if you do that, and just move your arm back. Do that while you're standing there practicing. Yeah, put the other arm, practice the other arm, just getting used to what to do. We're just standing anywhere. And just move the arms backwards and forwards. Just get the feeling of what that feels like so that your arm's moving. And then if you stop, it keeps moving by itself and then slowly stops by itself. Yep. And you can watch that. You move your arm backwards and forwards and then stop moving and just watch the arm come to stop by itself. And it takes a little while to stop because it's just hanging. And then the last one's where it's slowing down and stopping. If you watch that, you're not doing that, and you just see the arm moving by itself without you doing anything at all. So I'm not even moving my hips, it's just moving by itself. And get the feeling of what that feels like. And that's part of the relaxation, to know what that look feels like, so that you, when you're lifting your arms up doing other exercises, then you know what that feeling feels like, yeah? And you can take the experience into the rest of the Qigong with you, yeah? Hopefully that's useful today. And thank you for coming. This is our first live YouTube one, which is quite exciting. And have a beautiful day today everywhere you are, and we'll see you next week.
And for those who want to stay, we're doing the beginners class straight after this at 10 o'clock in about 5 minutes time on the same place. So if you want to do the beginners one, I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. We'll work out when I get there. I think I have some idea anyway. We're just going to bow. Roll your thumbs back on your thumbs. Left hand underneath, right hand on top, 2 thumbs together. Gong. Fist with your left hand, cover with your right. Bring it towards your heart. And then bring the energy down from your heart. The surplus energy bring back to your lower dantian. Very good. Step back, bow to each other. And thank you for coming to class. Hope you have a beautiful week, everybody. And if you have any questions, just write them in the questions section, and I'll ask any questions if you have about that exercise. Very good. See you next week, eh? Bye-bye.